Right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Online fury over claimed students using litter boxes in the classroom. Tonight we verify.
Father's Day won't be a total washout. We're tracking where you'll find the highest chances for a Dad's Day deluge.
Our top story, turning on the faucet of funding.
We all need safe, reliable drinking water. That is a #1 priority.
Tonight, city leaders move forward with one of the largest water rate hikes in St. Louis history.
Good evening, I'm Mike Bush. Ann Allred has the night off. The hefty increase comes after nearly 20 water main breaks across the city in just the last week. Our Laura Barcheski stumbled upon another water main break today. Laura.
Mike, the city has been dealing with more than 180 water main breaks in just the last 8 months. And this one here on Delore Street popped up just this morning. It's only a block away from another one the city is already trying to repair.
Kate Black says Thursday morning when she looked out the window of her home on Delore Street, she saw little fountains of water coming up through the asphalt.
My car was actually parked like right where the majority of the water is coming up, so my husband moved it. And then it just kept kind of getting worse throughout the day.
Black is very concerned about the possibility her water might be shut off.
The pressure's starting to get lower. I have an in-home daycare, so we have 6 babies throughout the day, and then I have 5 of my own kids and the 2 of us. So if we don't have water, it's going to be kind of a big issue.
It's pipes like this one that crews say have been in the ground as long as they can remember, possibly since the 1940s, that are becoming a problem all over the city.
Ever since this weekend, it's been almost every block has had at least one incident. It's been a little difficult to get around. You never know if you're going to be able to take that street since they're one-way streets.
Just a few minutes away, crews have been working for days on a water main break at Arsenal and Jameson. The crumbling pipes are one of the biggest reasons the Board of Aldermen says it wants to approve a rate increase that's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of an additional $5 per bill. There hasn't been a rate increase in more than a decade.
I mean, I would be willing to pay a little bit more if this was actually going to get fixed. Absolutely. It is strange. I think that some people are saying it's strange, the timing of the rate increase and then all of this popping up.
I wouldn't mind paying more if it prevents things like this and updates the system. That sounds good, but yeah, we'll have to see.
St. Louis aldermen voted 12-2 in favor of this rate increase, but there is still one more vote before it heads to the mayor's desk. Reporting live in St. Louis, Laura Barcheski, 5 on your side.
Well, a comfortable night across St. Louis, and the air is a little easier to breathe. Within the last 2 hours, an orange air quality alert expired. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with that Friday forecast.
And that Friday forecast does not include an air quality alert for St. Louis, but we will be still looking at that smoke in the higher levels of the atmosphere. Your sunset tonight, that's what the smoke does. It gives you that well-defined, very orange, very red sun as it sets. And once it gets lower in the atmosphere, there's more smoke for it to deal with. So it really just kind of disappears before it even gets to the horizon. Wildfires continue up in Canada, so the smoke continues to drift down across our region, not at the surface for us, higher level smoke. So up at cloud level, that means we don't have air quality impacts because of the smoke. So it's a bright, quiet and warm Friday, quite warm Friday. Temperatures will actually be in the upper 80s, just a few degrees cooler than what we saw on Thursday. Dry conditions are expected through the day on Saturday, but there's at least some rain on the way by Sunday. It's probably not going to be a drought buster, especially for all of us, because some of us won't even get any rain, while others of us could get quite the drenching. We'll talk more about the options in just a few minutes, Mike.
Okay, Scott. Tonight, one person is dead after a triple shooting in North St. Louis. The shooting happened along MLK between Bird and Clara in the Wells Goodfellow neighborhood. 2 victims were found at the scene. A third later showed up at the hospital. No word yet on what led to that shooting. Tonight, investigators in Washington County, Illinois are asking for help to solve a hit-and-run crash that left one boy critically injured. The crash happened 2 nights ago in the town of Oakville, which is about an hour southwest of St. Louis. New tonight, our Robert Townsend has more on the child's condition and the driver police are looking for.
Family members say Kenzie Marie loves pulling her 1-year-old son around in his wagon in their Oakville, Illinois neighborhood. Kenzie told police just after 9 Tuesday night she was walking on North Hanover Street when a man traveled east on Belleville, made a U-turn onto Hanover, and struck her baby boy as he sat in his wagon. Kenzie says the driver then made another U-turn and sped off. Paramedics rushed her only child to a nearby high school. Investigators tell me the toddler suffered a head injury, several broken bones, and bruised lungs. An Arch helicopter team flew the child here to Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital in St. Louis in critical condition.
It's sad. I mean, if you hit somebody, when you want to stop and make sure they're okay.
It's really a shock for this area.
Just hearing what happened to the innocent toddler brought tears to this Granite City couple's eyes. They're visiting Oakville and staying at a hotel near the intersection where the hit and run happened.
It's just terrible. People have no respect for life anymore.
And I just hope eventually his conscience, will, hey, let's do the right thing. Hopefully he'll turn himself in.
Again, the child's mom told police the hit-and-run suspect is a male driver. He's approximately 25 years old. He has medium-length blonde hair, and he drove a dark sedan. Meantime, neighbors and visitors are pulling for the toddler. The child's grandmother says our biggest concern right now is just getting him back home and healed.
Yes, prayers for him, of course, and his mom and any family.
Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
The toddler's grandmother tells us that the child is still on a ventilator. If you have any information, you're asked to call the Washington County Sheriff's Office. Tonight, 2 families in Des Peres are without homes after a large fire. It broke out this afternoon on Des Peres Drive. At least 1 home was destroyed, another heavily damaged. The heat melted the siding of a 3rd home. 1 person was treated for smoke inhalation. The cause is under investigation. Tonight, we're hearing from St. Louis's new circuit attorney. Gabe Gore was sworn into office just 16 days ago. Governor Mike Parson appointed him to replace Kim Gardner, who resigned amid mounting case backlogs and a mass exodus of key prosecutors. Gore says he's hired 10 experienced attorneys in the last 2 weeks. That includes 2 important positions, the chief of the homicide unit and the chief of the warrant office.
You should be very encouraged by the team of attorneys that are willing to put public service first and come back to the office and begin doing the hard work that's necessary to get things back on track.
Gore says hiring more attorneys is a top priority. He supports a Board of Aldermen bill that would increase salaries to recruit more prospects. Well, the U.S. Open teed off tonight right here on 5 on your side. And on day 1, we're learning the Justice Department is investigating the PGA's stunning merger with Saudi-backed LIV Golf Tour. The DOJ had already been investigating the PGA Tour for alleged anti-competitive behavior after it prevented players from playing tour events once they joined LIV Golf. The review could delay the merger. The Justice Department is not commenting. It's a rumor you've likely heard. Schools are putting litter boxes in classrooms for children who identify as cats. Our Verify team looked into whether this is true or just urban legend. Here's Audiande Till.
They think they're a cat. A cat. They put tails on and they demand that they have a litter box in the school.
Claims like this one, shared by a Minnesota state senator, have been spreading since 2022. They push the narrative that various schools and school districts across the country are accommodating students who identify as cats or furries by providing litter boxes in their schools. Several Verify viewers, including Linda, have asked if this rumor is true. So let's verify. Is there any evidence of schools putting litter boxes in classrooms to accommodate students who identify as cats or furries? Our sources are statements from several school districts, Google search analysis, news reports, and the International Anthropomorphic Research Project, also known as Fur Science. Verify conducted a thorough internet search and found no credible reports of any schools using litter boxes to accommodate students that identify as cats. Many school districts have addressed these claims and all labeled this a rumor. The earliest instance Verify could find of an American school district addressing the rumor was in January of 2022. The Midland County School District in Michigan addressed a claim made during a school board meeting that litter boxes were provided within student restrooms for those who identify themselves as furries. In a message shared on the county police Facebook page, the superintendent of Midland County Schools said, "There is no truth whatsoever to this false statement accusation. There have never been litter boxes within MPS schools." The rumor has been so pervasive that some school districts keep a page up on their website that directly denies the rumor. So we can verify there is no evidence of schools putting litter boxes in classrooms to accommodate students who identify as cats or furries. It's just a rumor. So where did that rumor come from? One source could be an opinion piece published in 2016 by the Christian Post, a conservative online newspaper. The piece was titled, "Should We Provide Litter Boxes for People Who Identify as Cats?" and claimed that if we don't stop this downward slide of recognizing, accommodating, and supporting transgender people, we might soon be required to provide litter boxes for people who identify as cats. Verify found 2 other news reports that also could have fueled the rumors. In one, a school district provided emergency go buckets with kitty litter so that students and teachers could use them as a bathroom in an emergency during a prolonged lockdown. In the other, students at a different school acted like cats and were reportedly disciplined for violating the school dress code. But neither story actually related to students identifying as cats and using litter boxes. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What would you like us to verify? Send an email to verify@kstk.com.